Hey, there we are. Okay. All right, guys, what's up? It is Thomas's A Torture a Time, but this time it's going to be a tangent time because we're talking about conspiracy theories. So, welcome. For all of you that believe in conspiracy theories out there, we don't hate you, but we may make a little bit of fun of you. Just a little bit.
I just hate the things you believe.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
we want your well-being, we want you happy.
Yeah.
But good Lord, give it a rest.
It is.
All right. So after that, let's talk about. We'll talk. First, I want to get into the conspiracies, and then afterwards, we'll talk a little bit about why people believe them a little bit more, like we did last time, and then we will also go over some steps that I found online to maybe talking people out of these things. So, Don Don said he had a lot of good Jewish ones. I want to hear some of these.
Jewish conspiracy theories, like
Yeah,
things that
go
I hear
for
within
it.
the Jewish
Fucking
community.
go for it.
Well, one of my favorite ones is that Paul, one of the apostles, was secretly a rabbi. And not only was he secretly a rabbi, the reason why he wrote whatever it is that he wrote was to make it different from Judaism, as a way of of the way of distancing Christianity from what it meant to be Jewish, to not corrupt the Jewish religion.
Mm.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, guys?
It's a so that version of Paul has an odd amount of like ability to see the future and tell what's going to happen and how to
Yeah.
avoid that.
Yeah.
Have you ever
There's
heard of the weird conspiracy theory that Peter was the one who formed the church and made up Jesus and all that?
Like,
Peter who?
Saint Peter, the
Oh
Peter.
no, I haven't heard that
Yeah,
one.
that's a weird one. I didn't go deep down that rabbit hole, but somebody
I,
can
there
in the
is a weird
comments or whatever.
Jewish.
What's that, Peter?
The Spanish flu was actually blamed on the Jews at one point as well.
You may have to turn up your mic or get closer or something.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. It's just a little low.
Okay, I'm just saying the Spanish flu was blamed on the Jews as well.
Oh,
Yes.
oh yeah,
Back in the day, yeah.
yeah.
Let me
From what
just
was
check.
that? Early 1900s. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yep.
was.
We love Jewish conspiracy theories.
No, keep going. Keep fucking rattling them off.
Okay, another one.
What about
Oh
the
my.
Zionist shit?
Zionist conspiracy theories? I mean, I guess the biggest Zionist conspiracy theory that I know is that, I mean, I heard it's from Marcus. Marcus is the one who told me about this. It was the same day I told me my people doesn't exist. It was an interesting day. But he basically told me that Israel and the Jewish people is a it's a Nazi invention to send white people to take over the Middle East.
What in the hell?
Yeah.
I
That's what Marcus told me.
don't even want to fucking give that one traction. So let's go on to some other. Do some better Jewish ones. Do some better Jewish.
I don't know. You put me on the spot. I thought I was gonna have
No, I'm
time to
not
think of
sorry. We
my.
can go around the room. Dalsu had some
No
ones that we
thinking.
didn't cover last time. Didn't
I
you
mean, I have a big list. We did not get very far. I mean, we
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
A lot of these are a big can of worms, but if we're talking about just quick ones to mention, like this is one that my wife told me her dad believes in. The Earth has been sucked into a black hole. The idea is that the scientists at CERN either inadvertently or in the cases of my father-in-law purposefully created a black hole that then it just swallowed up the Earth, or is currently at the center of the Earth, slowly swallowing the Earth. That's another one.
Is that even a conspiracy theory or just like?
Science.
Wait. Yeah. Quick.
Scientists did it on purpose. It's a conspiracy theory.
So
sure.
okay. Because scientists on purpose did it. Okay, gotcha. Because I think that's important to distinguish. Believing in Bigfoot is not a conspiracy theory.
No.
Believing that the government is secretly hiding information about Bigfoot is a conspiracy theory, right? Believing in the Loch Ness Monster is cool. But believing that the Jews are hiding it from us is a conspiracy theory, right? There needs to be some sort of like group of people who are hiding it from you, or collaborating, or any type of collaboration between entities to make it a conspiracy.
Yes. There has to be somebody who is intending ill harm in most of these. Not all conspiracy theories are about ill harm, but I don't know of many hardly any conspiracies that are about like positive things. So it's usually some organization or some group of people that's, and this is what I told somebody earlier. I was like, look, corporations have conspiracies all the time. They steal data from other corporations. They dump toxic waste in places and don't tell people about it. They make decisions at the top that nobody else knows about. I mean, there are conspiracies happening, but they're not magic. They're not science fiction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Dow, keep going.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up? Go ahead.
Okay.
Um,
So this is Shermer's proof of a list of a what you can say is probably conspiracy. Proof of the conspiracy supposedly emerges from a pattern of connecting the dots between events that need not be causally connected. When no evidence supports these connections except the allegation of conspiracy, or when the evidence fits equally well to other causal connections or to randomness, the conspiracy theory is likely to be false. That's one. That's the longest
Okay.
one.
Okay.
Okay, that makes me think of, like, for example, people saying that the 9/11 was an inside job,
Yep.
right?
Yep. False flags supposedly in order us
Right.
for us to go get oil. Yeah.
Correct. Now, a lot of people, when you tell them, "Oh, there's no evidence for the conspiracy," they'll be like, "What do you mean? The plane went into the Pentagon. Look at the light posts. Look what they're telling us. Look what the light posts are telling us. Did you see the secondary explosions in the buildings? Jet fuel can't melt steel beams, right?
Yeah.
All of these things, and they'll say that's evidence pointing to a cover up. What's interesting is that that's not evidence of a cover up. That's evidence that you think there's more at play. But evidence of the cover up would be that there is evidence of people covering up stuff, evidence disappearing, rumors, people talking about it. That'd be evidence of a
Do they think
conspiracy
that
or cover up.
journalists would just let that alone? Would just like not report on it? You know what I mean? Or
I mean, if they get paid by the right people, right? That's what they would
of
say.
course, most deep conspiracy theorists are going to think that journalists are either in on it or aren't credible somehow, or the data that they give is not good. I don't know, but I would imagine it's like I asked my dad. I was like, "Do you trust polls done by things like PolitiFact and like Reuters and all these things?" He's like, "Nope,
Oh no, he doesn't.
no,
Do
doesn't
you
trust
tr-
any of those.
do
No
you
polls at
trust
all."
do you trust humans not to tell other people what to do? Like, there's nobody can keep a fucking secret. Give me a fucking break.
They did a mathematical equation on how long it would take if the moon landing was faked. It was about 330,000 some odd people that would have to be quiet, and it would unravel within 3 years.
Yeah, like
So,
absolutely, like less, way less
you
even.
know,
You'd say.
and the biggest one on that is so the Russians were reporting us, our enemies were reporting us getting to the moon first, and somehow that's not good enough corroboration. I don't know. That one's crazy. Does anybody else know about the moon landing one very well? I don't know. I don't know
I
a lot
mean,
about.
I know they talk about the flag waving and
I've heard Stanley Kubrick is like supposedly the one who directed it in the CIA or something like that. I'm not fucking sure.
yeah, I'm
yeah,
really unsure.
I've heard stuff like I've had an argument with my brother where he's talking about the tread on the boots that the astronauts wear,
Oh
and
my
he'll
god.
like into the pictures and be like, "Look, the tread of the boot print on the ground is different because the." And then he showed me like the picture of the astronaut's boot, but he showed me the picture of like the inner boot, but there's like an outer boot that you put on over the inner boot, and so I had to do a bunch of Googling and research just to find out that he's just wrong and being, uh, I don't know, being confused by some other source. Really,
Let,
that's what's
let's
happening.
what you just said there. He is under the influence of apophenia. He's under the influence of apophenia, and what that means is what Peter just said a second ago, and what Don Don already knows, is that you find connected patterns where there are none. It's what a lot of people call conspiratorial line drawing.
Mhm.
Um, can you say
I've,
more on that, Don Don?
Funnily enough,
Apophenia.
Oh, well, yeah, you let Don Don get in, Peter, and then you're
I
next.
I think the best example of apophenia, and if you know what this feels like, you might be able to recognize within yourself moments where you begin to fall to conspiracies. Imagine you're laying on the grass outside, you're with your friends hanging out, and you're all cloud gazing, and the clouds are amorphous; they never have any shape, but we fill in the gaps. We make sense of it, and we go, "I see a whale." And all your friends are like, "What? Where?" And you lean over and you put your hand right by their head, pointing up so they can follow your finger exactly up, like right there, right there. You see that? Like, no, I don't see the whale. And with your finger, you begin to trace what you see as the whale, and they go, "Oh, I see it too." And then they lean over to the other friend and tell them, "Guys, don't you see the whale over there?" And they, "No, no." And then we explain what we're looking at. They go, "Oh, I see the whale." Now we have four people who are looking at not a whale, believing they are seeing a whale. This is how epiphania spreads between people, start giving each other a bunch of different patterns. That is the best way I can explain epiphania.
but what I was going to say is that the whole flat Earth thing tends to go along with the moon landing being fake thing. They
That's
they go
correct.
hand in hand.
What do they believe the moon is then? What is the moon?
Oh, go check it out. I can't remember, but it was. Let
I
me
mean,
just
you could
look.
always ask ChatGPT what do flat earthers think the moon is, and I'm
It's
sure it's some
been
kind of
been a
projection or
it's been a few years since I looked this up, but
what,
it's
what why don't we just look up a video about the claims of flat earthers?
flat Earth.
Right, we can do that. Would you want
yeah,
to watch a video real quick about flat earthers?
yeah. Can you put it up?
Yeah, I got it. I'll put it up. I'll put it up.
Yeah,
I'll
put
put
it
it up.
up.
I got it with my fancy
Just
internet
don't
and
make it
my.
too long. We wanna keep the
No,
the,
no,
the
no. I'm gonna
ride
find
rolling.
something quick. Something quick. Something bop, bop, bop.
It's
One,
Take
two,
your
three.
time. Take your time. We're
fucking
waiting on Dal to come back anyway, so
it's
it's
pretty
okay.
True,
bizarre.
true, true, true.
When I looked it up, the moon and the sun, you just wouldn't believe what the claim
What are they
was.
projections or what are they,
What are
Peter?
they? What
It,
are?
I'm gonna show you in a minute because I need to piss, smoke. But seriously, it's pretty fucking. You're gonna enjoy this.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Peter's in the zone if everybody wants to know.
I can tell. I can. Oh, flat earther. Maybe I can just do shorts. Shorts about flat earthers. That's a short thing.
I've seen flat earthers argue with aerospace engineers.
Oh, I really can't. You know something? As much as I was fascinated by flat earthers, I could not keep myself giving a fuck about flat earthers arguments.
I don't care what they
I
think
I
about it. I
I, I
really don't.
really just could not give two flying fucks. I really couldn't.
I don't.
Um,
I do not care if they think the earth is flat. I'm sorry, the evidence is overwhelmingly against them. I mean, we only have so much intellectual real estate. Why would I do that? You know what I mean?
well, let me
Why
ask you
would
this,
I lose?
Thomas. What people like? Let me ask you this. I brought up the cloud example of Epiph. Have you heard that example before? Have I said it before? Epiphany is like
Maybe.
okay. Do you
Yep.
remember other times in your life where you've had that like conspiracy paradigm feeling that like the abs other than
Yes.
just looking at
When
clouds?
I was in my not early teens, mid teens, like 16, 17, 18, I thought that whoever was in control of our government was not the people that we were seeing.
Hmm.
I don't know if I was full blown Illuminati. I don't remember exactly what I was thinking, but I was like, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that people are driving the power behind the scenes, where who we see is not who's really in control, that kind of thing. And I realized the error in that thinking when I started looking more into logic and fallacies and cognitive biases, stuff like that.
Do you remember what that felt like?
What to actually kind of believe that? Well, I guess in some way I really did believe it. I believed that there. I mean, being wrong. It feels the same as being right. You know what I mean? There's no difference. Um, let's not get into absolute right and wrong, but regardless, um, which conspiracy were we on? I lost my place.
The one where
What
the
did you just
government,
say?
the one where the government, you said it. The one where the government is run by a totally different group of
Yeah,
people.
the one. Yeah, that.
I mean,
So
you
I
were a
don't. I
prime
don't.
suspect for MAGA, by the way.
What do you mean?
I mean, that's what a lot of MAGA people think. the shadow
Yeah,
government and the swamp,
yeah.
and it's not really and somehow Trump is running the country, even though he's not running the country. So
Mhm. He's going to be reinstated on August 6th. Do you remember all that shit? Yeah, dude. Hey, you're probably the only one on this panel that knows about QAnon. Tell us about QAnon.
QAnon, I mean,
Yeah.
they literally believed that there was this guy on 4chan or whatever who worked like secretly behind Trump, just releasing random coded things about what's going to happen in the election and what's actually happening behind the scenes. And this, and they, it's just some fucking guy in a basement with his dad or whatever, and then it just stopped. And they're like, we're waiting the storm. They believed in the storm, or like the retaking of the government by the people. The massive, it was insane. It was just insane. It was one of the first, I think, online like conspiracy theory cult type of things. MAGA is a cult. It's more than a conspiracy theory,
It is
and
a cult. Yeah.
it's a cult. It's
It's
more
a
than a
cult of
conspiracy theory.
personality.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
it's more than a
A
conspiracy theory.
populist cult of personality that's led by a demagogue who's a um, overt narcissist arrested in development at about age 16.
Kind of,
Kind
kind
of.
kind of, kind
I'm
of.
making a claim here, goddamn it. Fuck it, right?
Claim, fuck it,
Claiming it. I claimed it.
fuck it.
Somebody get me.
Well, that's,
Anyway,
well, that's an important.
still
But
waiting for Dustin.
MAGA people in MAGA believe some conspiracy theories, but MAGA
So,
isn't a conspiracy theory, right? I don't know
yeah.
why I keep saying this. I feel like a lot of times when I talk about conspiracy theories, they don't understand what we're calling conspiracy theory, right? When they say, "Oh, I believe that shadow people are running the government," that's not a conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy theory is thing that there's like people covering it up, and the media is covering up, and journalists aren't talking about it. Because
Hmm.
there's a lot of people that I talk to that say wild shit, and I've seen like my brother or other people call it a conspiracy theory, and then they get super defensive. Versus if you just ask them, okay, well, why do you believe it? And they start telling you the conspiracy, and then you say, oh, almost like a conspiracy where people are trying to hide it. And they themselves kind of talk themselves out of it at this point. But if you just call somebody a conspiracy theory, it's such a derogatory term to most people. Right? We're talking about this guy who like people who just do whatever, right? They're like a nurse or they're a librarian and they've never really thought about anything other than their job. Um,
Yep.
so
People get swept into the QAnon horse shit. And I don't know enough about it to comment on any further. So, Peter, what you looking at?
I'm trying to find the info here. I was able to bring up the dimensions of everything a couple of years ago, but it seems to be
Well,
hard to
take your
get.
time. Let's let
Just
Don Don
keep going.
spray out his
I have
his
nothing to
go.
spray out. I have nothing to spray out.
No spray.
Oh, no, just MAGA people tend to also be flat earthers and moon landing hoaxers, and this usually ends up revolving around some sort of like evangelical base, right? A need for like proving that the Bible is true, and because if the Earth is round and the Bible can't be true, this is something a rabbi said a long time ago as well. Um, he said, "If I think this is one of the things that made me an atheist. I was like questioning my belief, and one of my family members ended up buying me a book called like." Science, Torah, and like the sages, basically. Torah Madao Chazal, the name of the book. And in it, it was in because I'm a nerd. So anytime they cited something, I went on the footnote. I clicked the footnote. And they linked to this other book that talked about like beliefs of rabbis back in the day, and they talked about rabbis that believed the earth was round. So I clicked on that book because so if they believe that, and inside that book there was also a mention of a rabbi that says if the earth was round, the entire Torah isn't true.
No.
Right? So I mean, he's not wrong if you read the fucking thing. So the point
What
is
does
that
Genesis? What does Genesis really portray it as? I don't remember if they say it's.
Genesis doesn't talk even about it.
Yeah, that's right.
It's in other areas. They talk about it as a disc with four corners, and they talk about the firmament, but it's not
Yeah.
like they even cared about describing the Earth as flat. They weren't even interested in like describing it.
Well, that ancient of a time, they may not have considered the sky and everything as separate. You know what I mean? That it could have been a whole thing for.
Right.
I don't know. Who knows?
But the
Who
point is
knows?
that conspiracy theories, and when we think about them, we're usually trying to justify something that we've had, or something that we've done, or something else that we've like been. or that we believe or need to believe, or it's important for us to believe. That's a lot of like what conspiracies do for people who believe them.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it gives them what it does is it gives them something to fight against. It gives them meaning in a meaningless world. They think that they're the ones who have the moral arbitration to say, yeah, we need to fight for this and get the truth out there. And I'm the one who can help save us. That kind of that
mhm.
mentality. I'm the one who sees what's going on, and I want to help save everybody from these radical whatever, whatever, whatever. But
I also find it, have you noticed that it's tied to folks who um, also need to feel like they're on the edge, they're different, they believe something that no
yes,
one else believes,
yes,
that they somehow know something that no one else fucking knows. They
yep,
know the secret, they have the secret. And
yep,
the conspiracy theory gives them that. It gives them the like, a type of superiority to those around them, you know?
exactly. I mean, that's exactly correct, and that's why a lot of them do that is for the empowerment that it gives them. Like I said, it's that evil thing to fight against, and I'm the one who has the blade of truth to kill it. You know what I mean? Or we do. We small group of people are the way who knows how to deal with whatever problem they're complaining about. Dal, are you back with us? Nope. Okay.
No, that's Forest.
Yeah.
That's
I
Forest. That's not
Oh,
that's
wait, wait, wait. He is.
I am, but it appears that I am odd. I am in the form of a forest.
Well, that's fine. We can deal with the form of a forest.
I like the
Awesome.
form of the forest.
Yes.
A little more
Your
handsome this way.
Plato's forest. Yay!
Everyone,
Look
this
at
is Dal for tonight. He's just a big forest. Say hello to the
I'm,
forest, everyone.
I'm not
Hello,
just one
forest.
tree. I am many.
He is many
that. I
trees.
am mini tree.
Uh,
Okay, so
at least that's what they'll tell you.
do we want more? Can you think of any other
Well, I can tell you
like
what I was
like
thinking about.
political conspiracies? Like we
Yeah,
got the 9/11 truthers, we got the QAnons. Who else do we have?
the political conspiracy.
COVID-19 people,
There
Yeah,
you
just in
go. Five
general.
G. Yep.
5G
by the
causes
way, I wish I
COVID-19.
got 5G from COVID. I wish. Everywhere 5G. In the subway, 5G. Fuck it. 5G in the tunnels, 5G everywhere.
Yep.
5G in the woods upstate.
You know what?
Everywhere 5G.
Put a 5G chip in my back, right in my spinal cord.
Dude, just give me 5G. I'd love some
Give me
5G.
5G, bro. I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah.
Infect me with that 5G virus.
But I think that when we think of like the conspiracy theories feeling empowered, especially during COVID, right? A lot of people maybe needed to feel empowered, feeling like they know that, oh, there's this other, there's a solution, there's a way for me to do something, to tell people really what's going on, because they're so distrusting. But a lot of that also happens in really religious communities. I know when I was in the Jewish community, that was a lot of the way. Hey, that was a lot of the ways that we thought about our place as such a minority religion, right? You had billions and billions of Muslims, and you have billions of Christians, and you got like 14 million Jews around the world. And as Jews, people they kind of held it as that we have the truth, we have the original version, right? They're not privy to our secrets and our ways of learning the world. Like we're like this enlightened group who just wanted to feel worthy, right? They just wanted to feel like they were a part of the, had something special to give.
Yeah.
So
So a bit of elitism, It
of
it
course,
happens to
yeah.
humans.
Talk to a religious person who's not elitist a little bit.
Exactly. Oh yes, I know the truth, young squire.
Yeah.
So, Dal, what's next on the list?
Oh shit! Well, my list
Is not up.
may be gone now.
Oh no. But Peter did have some information, so let's let Peter go.
I'm looking for it now, and I just cannot find those dimensions that I was so easily able to find a few years ago.
What about Chat GPT, bro?
No, it's gonna look.
Chat GPT that shit.
Okay. Did you
Hold on.
read last time the just your list of the world's strangest conspiracy theories?
We didn't get very far. We got like 3, 4 deep.
Oh, I can tell you a really cool conspiracy theory. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if we can find it. Maybe so. Okay, Thomas, type this into ChatGPT. We'll find it. This was like a couple of months ago. I saw these guys who would get high on DMT and
Mhm.
then look at lasers on the walls, ask if you can find, and they believe that they could see the code of reality by staring into the lasers on the walls.
Do lasers
That's
make you
I don't,
see?
You would not need lasers
Uh,
if you're on
I don't
DMT.
know if that's a conspiracy theory.
how do I ask
I
this
don't know. I don't know.
question?
I just thought of the dumbest thing I could think of.
That is crazy though. Like, I mean,
No, I
there's
would
no way that. How do we know that a brain altered on a chemical substance is seeing reality clearer than one that isn't?
obviously.
That's a
They
big thing about conspiracy theorists too. Uh, don't get high on your own supply, folks.
you
Okay.
can see
We're all researching, so bear with us.
see
There's a
reality.
conspiracy that Queen Elizabeth I was a man because she didn't have any children. She was chaste. So because she didn't have sex with a man, she couldn't have been a woman.
That
What
sounds
is
like
it?
some.
Hey,
Wait,
Sounds
I
like that
totally
sounds
missed
like a
that.
really boring British conspiracy. You know what I mean? Just
says
right on target.
she wrecked a few men and he just fucking went, I'm having a kid with you, you fucking nut job.
There you go.
Execute me before I fucking bring up kids of yours.
Mm. Well,
Okay,
so
here we
while
go.
everybody's looking up stuff,
Okay,
remember everyone.
something.
What's that?
No, I'm gonna have to look up figures here. It's
That's
okay.
okay.
Keep going, keep going.
Don Don would back me up on this, guys, and I think I need to mention this again. Source your material that you find online. If you think that you found some information that's new and no one else has heard of, make sure that someone else hasn't done a story on it already, or a credible news outlet hasn't done a story on it already, or a journalist hasn't written a piece on it. Because most of the time, you will find ways to talk yourself into things by going down internet rabbit holes, but you don't take yourself out of that rabbit hole in order to see the different opinions of all the different journalists and people that have most likely already talked about what you're looking into. Don Don, do you have anything extra you want to say on that?
No, just don't be so arrogant to think that you know something other people don't know. Most of your knowledge and the things we learn is constructed through other people around you. So someone else has figured it out at one point, right? Someone has thought about it. I have yet to find. I've had novel ideas, but they were so analogous to other people's ideas. Like just
Yeah. Well, who was the philosopher said there is nothing new under the sun?
I don't know.
Or there was a Bible quote or something.
That might be a Bible quote, but I mean, it really is. If you think about it like music, all the notes and chords have been played, just not in all the possible combinations,
Hmm.
right? So, are there an infinite amount of combinations?
Is
Well,
there an I mean, so long as we can construct new chords, because I mean, let's put it this way: chords themselves are in 12-tone temperament. We can divide chords into right Peter Peter will tell you, into microtones, and those microtones and smaller microtones, and have different steps and different relationships between those. I think there's an infinite set of different possible chords one could play within that
Sure.
mindset.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right. Wait,
Go,
wait,
Peter.
wait, wait. Okay. We are we talking about what can be understood and be, let's say, enjoyed as music?
What can be understood and enjoyed as music? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, there is something about even the 12 tone system that we've limited ourselves to because of the fact that we want to play in all keys, which means that that's okay. Let me start at the beginning. If we play in harmony in one key, the notes are going to be shifted to the tonal point. If we play in all 12 keys, we have to make everything slightly out of tune.
Okay, I get it.
Does
I
that
get it.
make
Yeah,
any thanks. I don't,
Yeah,
don't,
no,
don't
I get
don't
that.
go into too much detail.
No, no, it's good. I mean, we're going to build a music audience on my show as well, so we're going to get people music literate, and I need
So,
people like you that
but
actually
yeah,
know
yeah,
the
Dan Dan is correct. We there is microtonal harmony, but at what point do we just hear noise?
I don't know
I,
when
I,
it
I
becomes overtly dissonant and disjointed and angular, and I don't know.
now,
I don't
now
know what.
the theory is that we can actually branch out on that and hear music within much more dissonant environments than we think we can. And that dissonance becomes consonant. So, say if you were listening to a microtonal music your entire life, that's what you heard. You would That would be if you were born and you were listening to microtonal stuff, 24 notes. You'd probably get used to it, and you probably really like it, and you'd probably just think it was normal.
But to other people, it's kind of static, is what you're saying.
But for most people now, it just sounds strangely out of tune and just it doesn't connect.
Doesn't connect. Okay,
So
I got you.
you could say, can we express ourselves through that? I know some people who play that stuff. Like
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
know, I know a guitarist who has a microtonal guitar and stuff like that, and there are microtonal keyboards.
I don't mean to get us off music because you
Okay.
guys know that's my favorite subject, but
Uh,
did you find the conspiracy theory stuff you were looking for, Peter, or are we going to let?
no, I
It
could
doesn't
not
matter. Tupac is
find.
alive. That's a good one.
There
Tupac
you
is
go. Go
alive.
for it. Yeah, get
Tupac
us
is
back on
okay.
track. Go.
One of the most popular conspiracy theories in pop culture revolves around the fate of Tupac Shakur, an influential American rapper. On September 7th, 1996, he was in Las Vegas to see Mike Tyson boxing match when he died as a result of a drive-by shooting. He was only 25 years old. One theory, however, suggests that Tupac is not dead. After learning about a plot against his life, Tupac planted a double in his BMW with help from his bodyguard and fled to New Mexico by helicopter where he gained sanctuary amongst the local Navajo people. Since then, many of his devoted fans have claimed they have seen the rapper in Cuba and South America.
Damn.
That is the
Well,
second most popular conspiracy theory in the world.
Really?
Do
That's
you
Elvis
think that
Presley.
the hip hop? Do you think the hip hop
In
Illuminati?
America, in America, in
in
America.
America.
Do you think the hip hop Illuminati one is anywhere close to that one?
Hip hop Illuminati. Oh yeah, when
Like
they
Jay
believe that.
Z and
Yeah.
all those people being in it. You know how he throws up the triangle with the eye in it all the time and stuff.
Maybe hip hop Illuminati.
Yeah, have you never looked into this?
No.
You're about to learn
Interesting.
some cool stuff.
Yeah.
They probably loved it when Beyonce played with a goat on stage.
Oh, I bet.
Like the stage was in the shape of a goat.
I bet there's a Wikipedia article on it. What you want to bet?
On what? On the pop hip hop Illuminati?
Yeah,
No, I'm on YouTube finding hip hop Illuminati videos.
go to Chat GPT here. Fuck it, I'll go to Chat
Okay,
GPT.
ChatGPT. Okay.
Hip hop. You've got Chat GPT 4, right?
Yeah, I'm a
Do hip
customer. I
hop
pay for it.
Illuminati or however you want to type it in.
The idea of a hip hop Illuminati refers to a popular conspiracy theory suggesting that a secret society, often linked to the broader concept of Illuminati, controls the music industry, particularly the hip hop genre. Proponents of this theory believe that the influential artists are part of the secret group, using their music and influence to promote specific agendas. Symbolism. Alleged members of the hip hop Illuminati are believed to use specific symbols, such as an all seeing eyes, pyramids, and certain hand gestures in their music videos, album covers, and public appearances. Wealth and power, obviously, control over the content, rituals, and initiation. Oh, so we need to find someone who's talking about P Diddy and his sex ring and the hip hop Illuminati. That has to be. We have to. You have to find someone on the show who believes in that to come on. I think that's what you have to do.
I mean, I want the people who believe in lizard men. I want those guys on the show.
Yeah.
Lizard. The lizard alien conspiracy. I don't know. I'm sure that within the culture they have a technical term for what the lizard people are called. But
Jews.
there's like an old YouTube video of Bill Clinton sitting there getting makeup put on, and somehow like it looks like his eyes are rolling into the back of his head, and like people go crazy over that for that he's a lizard person, and like they
Bill Clinton eyes lizard.
yeah, you got to see this dude.
Yeah, I've never met. Actually, no. I think again, my father-in-law does the grays and the lizard people and has all the aliens. Yeah, I
Oh
think
my
he's.
god, your father-in-law is out of his fucking mind.
Your
Yeah,
father-in-law believes everything that he reads.
He listens to a lot of late night right wing radio.
Oh, oh, why is it always the right wing people who are like the conspiracy nuts? Either that or people in Hollywood. It's one of the two.
I found a figure.
I don't know.
In the flat Earth model, the Sun is 32 miles in diameter and about 3,000 miles above the Earth's surface.
Oh yeah, the flat Earth thing. The sun's going in a circle.
I was looking. That was what I was looking for.
And if my grandmother had wheels, should be a bus. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Give my grandmother a ball of steel wool and she'll knit you a car.
So
Oh my god, this shit kills me. Go ahead, Dasu.
I don't know. I was going through a list of conspiracy theories. I don't think this is. I mean, it might be. I guess the conspiracy theory would be that there's this term alternative fact that was created in 2017 by a counselor to the president, Kellyanne Conway, to like explain just false things that they had said. So instead, like they'd say, the Trump inauguration had the biggest crowd ever seen at an inauguration, and then when people said, "Hey, that's not true," they just said it's an alternative fact.
I love
Yep.
alternative facts.
Yeah.
Alternative facts.
Okay,
So
so
that's-
apparently
That's one that I'm behind. I think they were conspiring to cover up the amount of people.
Oh,
at the
true
inauguration.
conspiracy theories. Yeah, I agree. That's a true
Yeah.
conspiracy theory.
Yep.
What's another true conspiracy theory?
Watch a true conspiracy theory. Us trying to separating from the British government, conspiring to be a nation
True.
over the British government.
George Bush's cabinet lying about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq.
That's true.
It's a real conspiracy theory.
That was a real conspiracy theory because people believed it in Congress.
Here's a fake conspiracy theory that the media is pretending that Katy Perry is really a robot, and the real Katy Perry was kidnapped. And this is the evidence for it. Are you ready? Are you ready for robot?
I'm ready
Katy
for
Perry?
it. Let's see it. Let's see it.
Ready? Watch.
That's it.
Looks like she's just being ridiculous.
Looks like she's got some
Make
makeup in
even
her
more
eye.
noise for my band.
She was short circuiting, man. She was failing, man.
Looks like she's under stage lights and sweating with a bunch of makeup on.
Or maybe she was
Well,
just
it's
making
not-
ridiculous faces for her fans. Who knows?
Apparently,
At work, I'm doing the
her-
same thing. I'm all like,
they have like fake eyelashes or whatever it is, and injections or whatever they do for their face. And they're just going numb, and like it was too heavy for her eye.
She's gonna regret that when she's like 95.
I don't think so. She'll have a lot of money. She wouldn't give a fuck.
She will have a lot of money.
she'll have a robot body custom made to.
Taylor Swift is going to be the first person that is. It's not up on screen, Don Don.
I know. It's not on screen. I just
But I
didn't
can
think.
hear it,
I
that's
didn't
fine.
think. I didn't think everyone else was gonna hear it. I was trying to look up other things. That's okay.
Oh no, it was just I could hear it in the background while I was going to continue.
Yeah, I
the-
fixed it. I fixed it.
Number
I fixed
two
it.
on Shermer's conspiracy theory detector. The agents behind the patterns of conspiracy would need nearly superhuman powers to pull it off. People are usually not nearly so powerful as we think we are. They are. So
No, that's the thing about a lot of conspiracy theorists. They're going to say supernatural things are at play here because this couldn't possibly be achieved by natural means or yada 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 things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
number three,
that happens all the time because Christians are just as prone to conspiracy theories as the secular world is.
Maybe even more so. The Satanic
Probably
Panic,
so.
like the
Yeah.
Satanic Panic was crazy. It's just a bunch of kids playing D&D, and you're just gonna like say that they're secretly just trying to summon Satan. Like Jesus,
They're also trying to
calm
turn the
down.
frogs gay.
Yeah, that's true.
I think well, that's what. Yeah,
Joe, I'm a little retarded.
but it does
Obama.
seem to have superhuman powers to pull it off. Number three, the conspiracy theory. Conspiracy is complex, and its successful completion demands a large number of elements.
Which conspiracy is this again
This
that
is
you're talking
a
about?
conspiracy theory detector. Well, how you know it's bullshit? Most.
All of them. All.
He has a list here, like I'm reading. It's an old. I think it was in Scientific America.
Mm.
How about the dead
Let's
internet theory?
go ahead and
The
say that, and then we're gonna watch Don Don's video.
Okay.
All right. It's the idea, the idea that with the invention of AI, different types of AI, that over time, like all the human content's going to be like drown out, and it's all going to be bots. Well,
Yes.
the dead internet theory is that that's already happened, and that no one you talk to online is real. We're all fake. All of us are AI generated, you and me. And
So it's just another simulation argument.
yeah, but just for the internet. It's the
Just
internet.
for the internet.
Yeah, reality's real. Go touch grass. Everything else is fake.
Yeah.
I like it. That could work.
Yeah, it's a healthy. It's kind of a healthy.
It's a healthy conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
It's like big tobacco is out to get you, because they're all conspiring, because really tobacco is a mind control agent.
Are
Now-
you saying it's metaphorically true?
Today's show is brought to you by the letter I am on to you. The Tuck Bugford. Love it.
Casey's saying that they're actually a product of y'all's minds, collective minds.
Yes, you are.
True.
Yes, you
You're
are.
welcome, by the way, for your existence.
True.
Should be very welcome for
Let's
it.
see this video. Go ahead. Let's see this video.
Video. Okay.
What is it?
It's the hip hop Illuminati explained.
Ooh, let's see. Let's hear it. By the way, it's raining really hard at my house. So if I cut out, guys, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Beyonce is many things to many people. Muse, icon, trailblazer, Sasha Fierce. But there's one crown the queen has disavowed.
But there's so much loaded. Why is it not playing?
It's a lot. How long is it?
The
2
Illuminati.
minutes?
For centuries, conspiracy theorists have speculated about the Illuminati, a super secret society of the intellectual and political elite, a society that supposedly runs the world. But some conspiracy theorists claim that Beyoncé and husband Jay-Z are the reigning king and queen of this centuries-old organization. What does Beyoncé think about that? In her song Formation, she says, "Y'all haters corny with that Illuminati mess." So that settles that then. But how did this crazy rumor start? Who or what are the Illuminati anyway? Queen Bee's affiliation with the Illuminati stems from her relationship with Jay-Z. In the 90s, as Jay-Z rose to success with a string of platinum albums, conspiracy theorists began to speculate that he had help from a higher power. In their claims, Jay-Z was actually a member of the Illuminati. Add to that the fact that the signature hand sign for Jay-Z's Rock Nation involves holding both palms up in a triangle formation. This hand sign is believed to be a nod to the triangle symbol that represents the Illuminati. Beyoncé's music videos also seem to be favorite haunts for conspiracy theorists due to their supposedly symbolic nature. Single Ladies has drawn interest, with some theories claiming that secret messages can be heard when the song is played in reverse, although this is totally unconvincing when you hear it for yourself on live. In 2013, Beyoncé's Super Bowl performance gave conspiracy theorists whiplash when she flashed the Rock Nation hand symbol at halftime, a move these theorists claimed was evidence of her allegiance to the Illuminati. Beyoncé and Jay-Z aren't the only hitmakers suspected of being members of the elusive group. There's the late Whitney Houston, Justin Bieber, Bono, Eminem, Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne, and Dr. Dre to round out the list, and even the late R&B star Aaliyah. Beyoncé, however, has shut down the rumors the best way she knows how, through song. In Formation, she announces,
"Y'all haters corny with that Illuminati mess."
But then she leaves the Illuminati behind to discuss more important issues like hot sauce and Red Lobster. My name is Rob Sheffield, and I officially do not believe any of these WTF music conspiracy theories.
That was pretty good.
It was okay, right?
Yeah. So you didn't know about that, huh?
Yeah.
No, I did not know about that. But as I'm watching it, it kind of made me think about just a massive appeal to your ignorance.
Yep.
It's a massive like, oh, how could it be that Jay-Z became so popular? I know, Illuminati. Now, by the way, for those who don't know what this symbol is, this is the Kohen symbol for the Jews at the Great Temple. It's what they would do. They would do like this shit. Just for those who don't know.
It's the eye in the pyramid, god damn it.
Okay. But they sound like kind of more young people's theories, like that. Look,
Usually, oh,
we,
most
we
conspiracy theorists are a little educated. You know what I mean? That's why they can draw these lines, because they're rationalizing them into existence, basically.
Yep.
Some conspiracy theorists are going to be morons, but there's probably a great deal of them out there that are intelligent. So
Creative, very creative. Are you a bit creative to think these things up?
you do have to be creative. You have to have an imagination.
you
I would
have-
imagine that they see the world more artistically than
you make connections. It's join the dots. It's you're constantly looking out for a particular thing. You were saying there was a number you saw everywhere, Thomas.
333.
Yeah. Okay. Let me say, I went through a little phase when I was about 21, and I went out with a girl that lived in 222 on a road, and I ended up moving into a house which was 22, and for a couple of months, constantly, all I saw was the number 2, and I thought this was just singing to me everywhere. But really, what it was is that I was just noticing 2s, and
And yeah,
everything else in my mind was like just
Right.
normal. It was just
right. You were counting the hits and ignoring the misses, right?
exactly,
Yeah.
and that's a huge factor when it comes to these things.
Yeah. Got some Illuminati people down here.
By the way, I think that this looks like the Assassin's Creed logo.
It is.
Inside?
It is the Assassin's Creed logo.
I've had 2 kids. It's okay.
Illuminati.
Dal is frozen on the screen with this.
I don't forget from that angle as well. I don't.
That's what she said. I'm gonna run real quick, get some water, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure. Take your time. All right. So flat earthers think that the sun is 32 miles in diameter.
Yeah.
And is only 3,000 miles away from Earth.
Yeah.
Sure.
And there's that, and there's the moon as well. I just could not find. I was easily able to find this a few years ago.
Oh, Dow's back.
Yeah, I mean, I vaguely remember the idea. I think my brother's a flat earther, though I haven't confirmed it with him. I've heard rumors.
Oh God.
But
It's so weird.
from people I've talked,
People have fallen into this trap so easily, and it's usually because they're scientifically illiterate.
yeah, I
They
mean, it's generally Bible based. Even in my brother's case, he was never
yeah,
like very Christian, but he's going Christian, and so he's going flat Earth.
it comes from that. There is a certain amount that comes from that base, and it actually the main base comes from the a certain sect of certain Christians.
Yeah. I mean, religious people are going to be more prone to apophenia and things like that because the nature of their belief in things on faith kind of plays into all that.
Here, number five.
Let's let Dow hold up. Let's let Dow read the next one.
Okay.
Um,
Go ahead, Dow. What's
we
the
want a conspiracy theory.
Yeah? Give us another good one.
Well, let's see this.
Unless you don't have any more on that page, I can go look some up.
I'm just going to read number five from Shermer.
All right, give us
Oh,
one more, and then I'll do one.
Why a conspiracy is probably bullshit. Number
right.
five. The conspiracy encompasses a grand ambition for control over a nation, economy, or political system. If it suggests world domination, the theory is less likely to be true. Even less
Yes.
likely to be true.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of, I've heard the one that I found is one that I've heard from people, and it's the Great Reset. And the Great Reset is like, well, the Great Reset is an economic recovery plan drawn up by the World Economic Forum as a response to the COVID-19 epidemic and was launched in June 2020. And a video of Prince Charles was released to mark its launch. It was aimed to rebuild from the economic struggles that we had during COVID-19. But I know it's like a cultural thing as well. A lot of people think that it's involved with like resetting the culture of like Western society and like bringing
as they
down.
do.
It's supposed to like get rid of capitalism or something. Like a big global take over the world conspiracy and
Yeah.
climate change. They wrap climate change up in it. That's not good.
You guys know about the Georgia Guidestone theory? You know what the Georgia Guidestones are?
Not really.
Look
No.
look it up if you want to. It's basically like these stones in Georgia that say something along the lines of the population will be down to such and such. I don't know. People don't know who put them
Oh,
there.
yeah.
It's probably some weird shit, but they think the conspiracy theorists who believe in this, they think the Illuminati is going to bring the population down to a certain number and then enslave us.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Right?
Just
How
I don't.
about
Go ahead.
how about just the ancient aliens? Just all of the ancient
Yeah,
aliens.
ancient astronaut theory. Yeah.
It's like that. This is racism. This is thinly veiled. It's like brown people were aliens, but the British, they weren't aliens. The British didn't do any alien things.
No alien stuff.
It was the fucking. It was all the pyramid builders.
You see, they couldn't come around the time when the English were so technologically advanced, Al. That's why.
so
You killed me.
here, conspiracy theory detector number six.
Go ahead.
Conspiracy theory ratchets up from small events that might be true to much larger, much less probable events. There you go.
So that's actually similar to what's called proportionality bias. And it's a problem that we have as humans. Our minds just automatically do these things where we think that small causes or big causes, bi- yes, big causes must have, excuse me, I'm sorry, big effects must have big causes. And that's not true.
Hmm.
Sometimes huge effects can have very small causes. And then,
But
of course, the idea of like nonlinear causation comes in, and that's where it gets all kinds of crazy. But that's for another time.
yeah,
Uh, can you lean a little bit closer to your computer and read us the rest of what you're going to read us there, Peter?
you know what? I don't know where my fucking glasses are. There are only three more, so give me a second.
That's okay. They're pretty good. Go ahead, Dal.
Oh, I found the phone.
Oh,
Oh, no, he's coming back. All right.
Hey, okay. Okay, number 8. There's only three more. The theory tends to commingle facts and speculations without distinguishing between the two and without assigning degrees of probability or factuality.
So that's a thing that we need to let people know about probability. Probability has to have already, something has to have already happened in order for us to calculate a probability of its happening again.
Mm.
So like when we think, well, this just seems more probable to me. Well, it doesn't matter what seems more probable to you or to me. It matters what the evidence is. And it matters if we have evidence of something happening, then we can have a numerator and denominator and get a percentage on, well, work through the math and get a percentage on what how likely it is to happen again and what the likely candidates are for the cause of its, you know,
Yeah.
existence or whatever.
Okay, two more.
Yep, go
Go
ahead.
for it.
The theorist is indiscriminately suspicious of all government agencies or private groups, which suggests an inability to nuance differences between true and false conspiracies.
Yep. So that right there, people, is going to be what you call black and white thinking fallacy.
Hmm.
When you think, when you generalize too much and you start losing sight of specificity, you're going to fall into that black and white fallacy because it's just intellectual laziness. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's not recognizing the nuances of a situation and realizing, hey, I might be wrong about my conspiracy assumptions here. Go ahead.
Okay, 10. Last one. The conspiracy theorist refuses to consider alternative explanations, rejecting all disconfirming evidence and blatantly seeking only confirmatory evidence to support what he or she has
Yep.
priori determined to be the truth.
Yep. So that's the main one, people, to remember. Confirmation bias. Our friend Nivik likes to remind us of it all the time. Um, confirmation bias is pulling in information that you think already aligns with your views and then ignoring information that criticizes those views. That is anti science and it's anti critical thinking. So we need to try to find a way around that if we can.
And I think that's what Nivik asked the whole time. How can I know if I am more emotion than logic? How
Right.
can I know if I'm just being emotional and being biased as opposed to using my reasonable faculties and
His
thinking?
answer is sit on the fence forever. Have literally
Yes.
each butt cheek on one side of the fence.
And I think this might be something that a lot of conspiracy theorists might fall into, is a type of um, incredulity about a third option or
Yes.
another possibility.
Yes.
It's you're not either
They call
emotional or logic.
dichotomies, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they love it. Black and white thinking, false dichotomies. It's all born out of that.
Yep. It is. I mean, and that's why skepticism is so important because it's not doubt. I doubt everything. I doubt everything. I doubt everything. It's systematic, controlled doubt to where you say, okay, let's examine this claim. Let's examine this idea. If somebody claims that there's a hip hop Illuminati, the first question you should ask is, where did you get this information?
Where did you
Then you
learn
should
that? Yeah.
go. Then you should go try to find that information, corroborate the data, and then look into the sourcing of all the data that you're looking into. Click on name links, follow every path that you can so that you can get the truth, uh, instead of just one person telling you something or one news
Yes.
article telling you something.
Or
So,
also look up like any counter arguments to your position.
yes,
And be
yes. If
brave
you're
enough to do it. Don't let your ego get in the way.
Yeah, if you're a QAnon conspiracy theorist, you should go and look up counter arguments. You should go on ChatGPT, counter arguments for QAnon position, or go to Google and look up QAnon counter arguments, and see what comes up, and really try to give them a time of day and see if
What
see if
Yeah.
what
So,
is
for
it's
worse?
example, you can know if you're in an echo chamber or not when you get your news about Republicans by watching Democratic outlets, or if you're learning about Democrats by watching Republican outlets. If you believe in the moon landing being false, and the video you watched is of a moon landing, a person who believes the moon landing folk is fake, responding to claims about someone else, about people who believe that the moon landing happened, you're probably not doing it right. You can watch those. Those are fun to watch. I watch those. Those are what we call confirmation bias videos. They're to make you feel good. They're for you to laugh at something. That's fine. But that's not how you actually figure out where the thing you're doing is legitimate. No,
yeah,
you really have to take the
because
time and
how
engage
do
in
you,
that which
yeah,
makes you uncomfortable.
yes, exactly. It's going to make you uncomfortable to challenge your beliefs, but it feels so good to use skepticism to the right degree, and then be like, man, I really figured out something that was hazy to me, but now it's clear. That's such a wonderful feeling to have.
Hmm. It's
It,
the
Um,
opposite of apophenia. No, we started the show with talking about pointing at the clouds and being like, "Oh, look, we're all kind of." It's the opposite of apophenia. It's something that's so starkly. It's a different feeling. It's like when you finally put the peg in the square hole, or you finally solve some sort of riddle or some sort of puzzle.
yeah,
Now it's just okay. I see. Oh, kind of feels like your brain's been power washed. It's a different feeling. It doesn't. It's not a feeling of awe. It's different.
but
And I
yeah,
think
even an uncomfortable truth can feel liberating.
yeah. That's
Mhm.
why that's Peter. That's exactly why conspiracy theorists do it, because we live in a wild world, and these explanations they come up with seem to explain why there's so much evil, why there's so much malintent, why there's so much maliciousness, because
Mhm.
there's forces driving it to be that way. You know what I mean?
But it manifests in
Yeah,
every political system.
yeah.
It manifests in every human being.
Well,
It,
yeah,
do, it does, yeah. I was big into occult stuff when I was in my late teens, early 20s, and I mean, there was no internet, there was no counter arguments to what I was saying. I literally had to be the rat in the maze
yeah.
for a few years to try and figure out that a whole lot of stuff was bullshit that I believed in previously.
Hmm.
Sometimes that the awakening is painful, but you have to deconstruct and just realize that you can be wrong, you can be full of fallacies, you can hallucinate, you can be delusional, you can be just flat out wrong. There's all kinds of ways.
People need to realize that they will feel better about themselves when they actually reach closer to the truth.
I agree.
I think that, and they don't realize that they're afraid of that.
They are afraid of that. You're right. Let me just go around the room, guys. Is everybody tired? I'm feeling fine. I just don't want to. Don, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just making sure nobody was getting sleepy on me.
I'm just sauce, bro. I'm just sauce.
I'm high as hell too, so it doesn't matter. Um,
I'm drinking
well,
Jameson.
all this. So everybody listening, all the stuff that Peter read off is basically what I was going to cover anyway. So he read off quotes from Michael Shermer, right? Yeah.
It
So
was it,
all of those are correct. He talked about the black and white, the apophenia, all the conspiratorial line drawing, all that stuff is important to remember. Um, Another conspiracy, a weird one, is: did you guys ever see that black? It was a picture taken by NASA, and that was on a live feed from our space station, and there was some black, looked like a hovering ship, but obviously wasn't a ship. but as soon as the camera fixed on it, the feed cut. Like people saw it for so many minutes or seconds or however long it was, and then the feed got cut, and so they think that was an alien ship.
What do you think
They
about the
call it.
high
I think they call.
altitude
I think
life?
they called it the Black Knight. If you wanted to look it up,
What do you think about the high altitude life theory?
I have no idea.
There's a bunch of those as well. It came up again in an actual scientist talk about Venus because of its thick atmosphere.
Really,
Yeah, high altitude life living in the clouds, basically.
it would have to because the ground is basically an ammonia hurricane that will crush you. It's like nine
Uh,
times the pressure of Earth.
well, let me have a look. There was NASA footage of some weird shit.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure if it was fake or whatever the fuck, but there was this shit anyway flying around.
Flying around
In the sky.
in the
I'm gonna dismiss it for now, but I'm gonna leave it open as a fucking
Is there any other cool conspiracies, Dow?
One of my personal favorites that I've heard before, that I have in front of me, is it's an alternative history or a false history conspiracy that everyone's conspiring to erase an ancient advanced civilization known as Tartar, which is a thing that was mapped in. It was like mapped out in the 1700s, and it was like a fill-in area. It was like an unexplored area that was just like given its own little like a little block of land, and it was called Tartar, and no one really knew much about it back in the day. But then there was a Russian like racial nationalist movement in the mid 1900s, right before the fall of the wall and the fall of
Soviet
the
Union.
like Soviet Union and all that. And the idea was that Tartar was the original name of Russia, and so it was like a nationalist, like the West is ignoring us, and we have to rebuild our image of this ancient advanced civilization or something. But in 2016 in America, it became a popular nationalist, not nationalist, but a popular conspiracy separate from its Russian nationalist roots. And I've even seen like I followed YouTubers who ended up like
Is it supposed to be older
spouting
than?
this.
Is it supposed to be older than like Sumer or what?
No, it's like contemporary with China, I would think. So it
Oh,
would
okay.
be maybe not older, but like old. It's old. It would be old, but not as old. It usually comes with like mud. There's an idea of mud floods, which is just like that. It's like a convenient excuse, a global weather pattern that erased a lot of the evidence for
Mhm.
this ancient civilization that
That's
was
crazy.
technologically advanced.
Well, was it Plato that wrote about Atlantis?
I think so.
Yes.
It was some Greek guy.
It was either Plato or Archimedes or somebody who wrote about Atlantis in their writings. I think it was Plato. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm sure that's a conspiracy theory somewhere. Um
Yeah, it was Plato.
some people
Dang
say.
Plato.
I was going to say
Um,
something before that. There was another conspiracy I had on my mind. Damn, it lost me. Anyway, um, go on to the next one if you want to. We're still having fun.
I mean, the more alternative history, Hyperborea is the idea that the North Pole, I guess Antarctica is the South, but the North Pole was a continent, and that there were some ancient people that lived there, and then they got frozen or something like that.
Well, actually, the polar the poles have shifted quite a bit over history.
They're all
So
Well, over the 4.5 billion years that the Earth's been around, yeah,
where the actual North Pole is now, there would have been a lot more south. At
our
one,
crust was constantly moving back, 4 billion years ago.
yeah, 4 billion
It
years ago.
it
That's a
was
little bit.
molten.
but I think the actual spin itself has changed.
Hmm.
The top of where the spin would be,
Yeah,
that
from the
has
center
that,
point of the
that has
core.
shifted quite. I think.
How about it's not a conspiracy theory, but I have a theory about conspiracy theories.
Go for
Okay.
it.
I think that the the witch trials, the Inquisition, the American witch trials, so the ones in Europe and America, uh, the Satanic Panic, all the way up into the QAnon stuff. I think that's all like a related genealogy of thought that
Really,
that like goes back, and it's like the same group of people who are like
You think they're
coming up.
pushing it on from
It's not like
community
one
to
group, but it's
community,
like
or
the same uh, genealogy of people who keep coming up with these conspiracy theories that lead
the
to a lot of,
same lineage of people,
yeah,
right?
same lineage.
you
Yeah.
sure? That's racism. You racist against people who want to burn girls for being witches.
Yeah, I'm race.
I,
Yeah,
I, I
whatever
am I
race
am
that is,
definitely
I'm racist
against girls
against.
being burned as witches. Yes,
Yeah, whatever race that is, I'm anti them for sure.
You're
you know
anti-burning
what? If
burning
there
people
are
as witches.
witches, if
Yeah.
there are witches, you know what? Witches' rights. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, I'm married to a witch, so like they
Is that
got
not,
me. I
What
guess.
kind of what kind
and
of
wait,
spells does she cast on you, Dal?
Uh, all sorts of spells, I guess.
Cast
Probably. I try
spell.
not to ask anymore.
Oh, anymore. Okay, so what was
Anymore,
one of the
yeah.
spells that were
She
cast on you?
she cast the spell of silence, obviously.
do you
Oh,
love
that
her?
works.
Oh, that's a deep one right there. He's on air.
I mean,
Do you love your wife?
He's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get that out of the way.
I like how embarrassed Dal got. It's so cute.
I thought it was yes.
uh,
Did you just like log Kagebunshin no Jutsu yourself,
Yeah.
where you turned into a tree in the background?
You think they'd be happy that you?
Can't get me now.
Kagebunshin no Jutsu.
that was funny. That was
You're in
funny.
the land of fire. I see how it's going.
Yep, that's what this is about.
Yep,
Sure.
that's
Don't
right.
make me get
Did
Gamma Bunta up in here.
Did you ever believe in a conspiracy theory, Dal?
Believe like it really. I think I've had some. I still probably have some Bayesian like. Yeah, there's something weird going on with the assassination of what was it we were talking about last time? Fucking.
I did.
Uh,
Franz Ferdinand.
I don't. I.
we were talking about Frankfurt. No, the president.
Oh yeah, Ronald Reagan.
No, the guy
Oh,
before.
JFK.
Yeah, JFK. I think something fishy was going on with JFK, but I don't know enough to make a claim.
They released those files in the '90s. Remember?
No, they
Yeah, and
didn't.
I'd have to read those. I don't know. I also just don't know enough. I'm ignorant. But I don't think I've ever actively believed a conspiracy theory. In fact, I've always been the like in my friend group in Missouri, they were all very anti-government, and I was always the guy who's like, no, climate change is real. We Obama's not from Kenya. Like I was kind of always doing. We're racist against sexist. Very true, Casey. Very true, kitty cat.
Yeah. They just said I had a poli sci professor who said he went to the spot JFK was shot. Said it was impossible somehow. Oh, probably.
I mean, get me a professional sniper team to like case out the area and see if it was possible for a rifle at that. You know, I would have to have like a really big like investigation into it today.
You know what? It reminds me of like getting like I don't know. It's like when you're a little kid and you're playing with a toy in your house and you fucking smash the light bulb or whatever, and your parents freak out. Look, it's impossible. I don't understand how it happened. It's impossible. It's obviously had nothing to do with me. It was impossible. It's again, it's incredulity. There's so much incredulity in
Yep,
conspiracy theories. It's
yep.
just absurd,
The argument, but by the way, folks,
folks.
uh, come on,
Special
man,
folks.
folks. Uh, what were we just talking about, Don Don? I fucked myself up.
I don't
Look,
know. Breaking shit as a kid.
I
Oh
think
yeah,
some conspiracies are fucking true.
Yeah, like Donald Trump trying to conspire to a full slate of electors.
Yeah.
I mean there are many conspiracies that are true. Like we named them
When they
earlier.
do turn out, but they're very rare,
Well, I
and they're
mean,
not.
among companies, like, what? Let me ask you a question right now, Peter. How many people in the Chinese government do you think are conspiring against the United States?
Pretty good amount.
They're just trying to earn fucking money.
Are they conspiring though? They're not telling us about it.
In China, I would very much doubt it. They're very
Oh, they have 4 times the cyber warfare units that we have.
they have as much interest now in the United States as they have in fucking Gamma 13 or some fucking I don't know.
I'm
They
not
do
acting like they're
not
going to come
care.
invade us. I'm just saying they are conspiring to steal intellectual properties, to spy, to do all kinds of things.
Most of them do not give a fuck.
Most,
I'm
yeah,
not talking about
most.
the Chinese people. I'm talking about the Chinese government.
Chinese government probably like to get as much hands on fucking uh, what they can't as possible.
I mean,
But
I
even
would
at
think that
that,
China wants to be the biggest, you know, secret keeper in the world. They want to have a way bigger CIA, quote unquote, than we do. You know what I mean? An investigative um, arm of the law, whatever they would call it over there. It's not the fucking CIA, but whatever it is. Um,
if you ask
all of
me
that's much bigger
personally,
than us.
into China and just has a thing about China. Okay, China are trying to become the biggest fucking knob in the world, but you know what? They're gonna do it on
They're
their own.
not doing it by force. That well, they may do it by force, but they're
They're
doing
gonna
it by just
by
encroaching.
themselves.
Yeah, they're doing it by encroaching on everyone. You know, taking Hong Kong back, taking Taiwan back, asserting dominance in cyber warfare suites and all that kind of stuff. I mean, they are
Yeah,
the
yeah.
belt,
Let me put it that.
Belt and Road Initiative, all that stuff that's going on with them. Don Don, can you speak on this? I know you probably
Okay,
can.
come on, give me some more
About
on this.
China, just trying. I mean, I don't think it's a conspiracy. It's like the open policy of them to, I don't know, destabilize United States interests so they can go ahead and have their economic interest in Africa and like, you know, make
So
them
They're
no
money.
doing.
conspiracies there.
They're
I
doing.
Ah,
mean, I guess so. I just don't think it's a
yeah.
conspiracy to hide anything. It's just what they're that's just what they're doing, and they're just doing
It's just doing it exactly.
it.
So
I think
I guess they're not hiding it. I mean, it's pretty obvious
I
that they're
think
Yeah.
they're
doing it.
hiding it because
they're
if you
they're not.
asked them, I think they'd be like, "Nah, we want America to be successful. It's
Yeah,
America that's being the dick," and then
yeah.
America would be like, "No, it's China that's
Yeah, but is
being
that a
the dick."
conspiracy theory, or is it just them being like, like, are we believing that the Chinese government does not want to increase its
wealth in the world.
influence on the region, on like the world? Of course it does. The United
No,
States is the same thing, right?
Yep.
they
It's
don't
not
give
a.
a fuck about
It's
influence.
like saying it would be in
Money.
conspiracy theory. The conspiracy theory is the invasion of Iraq.
So,
They just did it.
but
They just did
They're
it.
just looking for wealth at the moment, and Xi Jinping is going to try and make that country as wealthy as possible and make its citizens as wealthy as possible. That's why he's fucking still there.
Well, he
the
also instantiated himself as ruler for life.
No, but I want to hear what Dal has to say.
I
He's like on
shook
the edge
hands
of.
with him, by the
the
way.
the conspiracy theory around like the invasion of
Sorry about that.
Afghanistan was because we weren't honest with our intentions, and I think that's the same thing can be applied to China, where it's the lack of honesty with it. Like, we were there to kind of expand, and they're in, Hong Kong to expand. They're not actually trying to establish law and order because people are, the
Unruly.
streets are dirty or whatever.
I
I
arranged
think that was
music.
literally the excuse. The streets are dirty. We need to go invade Hong Kong and take it over.
I arranged music for him and shook hands with him.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. But it was a good gig. It was really a 15-minute gig. I got 600 quid for it.
Are there any music conspiracies?
I do. Probably.
Yeah, so the Belt and Road Initiative is in China known as the One Belt, One Road, or sometimes the New Silk Road, is a global infrastructure development strategy adopted by the Chinese government in 2013. The BRI is composed of 6 urban development land corridors linked by road, rail, energy, and digital infrastructure, and the Maritime Silk Road linked by the development of ports. Geo originally announced this strategy as the Silk Road Economic Belt during an official visit to Kazakhstan in 2013.
Yep. And that's way bigger infrastructure uh, jumps and bounds than what we're doing anywhere. So
So let's see if there's a conspiracy about it.
they're going to make it easier for the entire continent to trade with them than America is what they want.
Yeah. And then Obama fucked up by focusing on that as opposed to him focusing on developing our infrastructure with Latin America.
Yeah.
You know what? It's a big old fucking mess.
It is.
It's a big goddamn mess.
They're not sending their best. No.
They're
there
not
were.
their best.
How about
I can't do.
I've heard
Can't
one
get it.
recently that China is like sending immigrants on purpose through South America, through the same routes that people will take in to America from South America to be illegal immigrants here. I've even heard people using terms like invasion. I mean, it's Trump
I
people.
wouldn't worry about Chinese at all because they're pretty cool, and they don't interfere in much shit,
They interfere in a lot of shit, Peter.
do they?
Yes, they interfere in a lot of
You
shit.
racist motherfucking Alabama. Come on, John.
Not because of their race, but because of their governmental policies. They do not think. Xi Jinping told this to Obama that the world, that democracy is not going to survive these centuries. He says that their system of government is superior and it will survive time better than our state of democracy.
Probably will.
So they are
No,
actively
I vote
working.
for democracy.
I
Yeah, I
vote
don't
for
Good
think
vote
democracy
for
too.
democracy. That's not. But
Absolutely.
yeah,
they have
but I
like
think there could be something to that.
Yeah.
nah, they're doing like a mandate of heaven.
There's not a
They're
democratic bone in Xi Jinping's body.
no, they're
He's
like
not.
resurrecting.
He's not stupid. He's
Sorry, Dell.
definitely not stupid.
No, it's all right. They're just like resurrecting ancient Chinese emperor type shit. Like the
Only the
philosophy
best.
behind it's like Confucian mandate of heaven. Like, we have to organize
Yeah.
society from the top down.
The,
It's
the,
it's
it is crazy, but Don, I mean, I am scared that Christopher Wright, the leader of FBI, or the FBI head. You know what I'm talking about?
James
No.
Bond.
You don't know who the head of the FBI is?
James Bond.
No, it's Christopher something. Anyway, he sat in front of Congress a few months ago, and he explained that China has 4 times the cyber capacity that we do, terrorism units,
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
And They said he said, I think it's Christopher Ray. He said in front of me, he said, "This is a big deal because we are going to get hit. It's going to happen." You know what I mean? And so he's basically pleading with for extra money and extra resources.
No, but we have to defund everything. Okay, yeah, a weird progressive austerity program. But I don't disagree. I mean, this is why I am vehemently against online anonymity.
Yeah,
Vehemently against it. I believe that if you have a social media account, you need to, if you want to be on an algorithm, discoverable without looking at the specific handle, like you need to be verified. Sorry, sucks to suck. You don't have to be not anonymous, but they have to know who you are.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, anonymity online allows you to say and do horrible shit. So
Yeah. I know we have to solve the issue somehow. I don't know how to do it.
Anonymity, you don't have a right to fuck it. All they got to do is make Twitter or Facebook or Meta or YouTube liable for statements that accounts make legally. If they're defamatory or like yellow journalism rules, unless that account is verified. If they're verified, then the person who says it's going to be held accountable. But if it's not, it's on you.
yeah, they don't have to always hold the corporation accountable, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's correct. I think that's individual responsibility in that sense. I think is better because if somebody says some horrible shit about like I don't know Sandy Hook or something, they should be held accountable for it.
I mean, either way, the fact that the NSA exists and we don't use those tools for like catching a lot of criminals that do harm to, I don't know, children or whatever. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that we have. We have all these tools and they can be used for things that we don't use them for because they're secret, but we know about them. So it's like there's just like legal loopholes where we don't have to use them that I think are stupid. I remember there was one thing. It was like they changed it after 9/11, but on 9/11, the CIA knew the attack was going to happen, and they made a call to the FBI,
Yeah, they
but
didn't
they
communicate
like
properly.
weren't allowed to communicate, and
That's right.
so yeah,
After 9/11, the communication between the CIA, the FBI, and the NSA was completely streamlined to where they all now communicate pretty well with each other,
yeah,
and
but
they
there's
need
still
to.
like laws where the NSA is not supposed to use their stuff for domestic targets and stuff, but then the domestic targets will be like massive pedophile rings, and I'm like, if we're not, why do we have this tool that scans the internet and every computer, and we're not using it for some of the biggest problems? I don't know
Like,
why I'm on this rant now. I'm just on this
no, it's
rant.
okay. What are some of those biggest problems?
Well, just more in this case, I'm thinking of the moral problems, which is just like, people having just things they immoral pornography on their things
Oh
that
yeah,
we have a back door in. We can see all of it, but
you
we
know
can't.
they they sent some tribe in the Amazon Starlink. Elon Musk did, and he gave them phones, and they were hooked on porn by the second day.
I did hear about that.
That's fucking great, is what that
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Yes,
Yep. 2 days in, everyone's in their little hut for the next few months. They're going to
jerking
be
it,
in their in their
jerking
huts.
it.
Just
I don't know what to make of that now. Just
It's crazy.
I'd have to think about that for a bit. Whether it's
Does
good or
anybody
not.
does anybody else have any other crazy conspiracies, or we can just talk about whatever? I do not care. We've covered a lot tonight. I mean, I wish we could go deeper into the flat Earth one, but I mean, honestly, there's so many debunks online. There's really no reason to.
Hmm.
Um, we
I
pretty much
was I was caught up on the 9/11 thing after that. Can't remember that video that came out.
there's lots of 9/11 truther videos that came out. Lots of them online.
What was the main one? It was a tripartite film that came out way back. We're talking about 2007. guys are probably too young.
Was it something from the government or what?
No, no, it wasn't at all. No.
I have no idea.
I can't remember the movie.
Australia's not real. That's true.
Oh yeah, that's another one. That's a flat earth thing. Yeah, Australia doesn't exist.
Well, the flat Earth definitely believes that Antarctica does not exist.
Yeah, but one of the other things is Australia doesn't exist.
Birds aren't
Birds
real.
aren't real. Yep.
Yeah.
Bir-
I've heard about
That
birds.
is a troll. That is a troll one though. Birds
I'm
aren't
sure
real.
someone believes it for real.
Oh,
though.
somebody definitely believes it. Somebody definitely believes it. I,
Okay.
They're all drunk.
I wonder
all
if there
drunk.
was what. Go ahead, Don Don.
Jewish people have horns under their yarmulkes. That's also a conspiracy theory.
Come on, the
Horns
yarmulke's
under
so
their
small.
yarmulkes?
The
Yeah,
horns are like way up here. What the?
yeah.
Like
Also,
deer
Jews carry.
antlers.
Yeah, Jews carry a sack of gold
Oh my
around their
God.
neck.
Oh.
Um,
Does never. Not
I
everyone.
don't,
does that?
I'm not even kidding. I was on a plane once with a Jewish person next to me, and someone asked him if he has horns under his yarmulke.
I would have said no, you fucking idiot.
He literally responded with, "They only grow once a year during Passover."
That's good.
Right.
That's good. Good on him.
Yeah.
He would have been nicer than me. Well, guys, we've been going for about an hour and 30 minutes. I see everybody getting yawny. We're
Hour
going
and
to go
30
back.
minutes.
Yeah, I've had a good time tonight, and this
Me
has
too.
been fantastic, and it's good content for everybody to know. If you do believe in conspiracy theories, guys, know that we love you. Know that you're not beyond help, and try to be a critical thinker. Be skeptical. You know what I mean? Don't just believe the first thing you see that comes along. But anyway, we love you, and good night.